Breaking news this morning, Andrew Callahan of the Boston Herald reports the Patriots have offered a contract to impending free agent Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne, one of the few receivers on that staff other than Demario Douglas, who has actually been a contributor. He was having a career season up until he tore his ACL, been going through rehab, expected to be ready for week one, but because he's coming off of that injury, Patriots can probably get him at pretty good value. The front office projections estimate Bourne's new contract is going to be somewhere around $7 million annually. I wouldn't expect more than a 2 to 3 year deal coming off of that injury. But if you can bring in Kendrick Bourne, who is a decent number 2 or a number 3 for a really good team at just $7 million a year, considering Mike Evans is being paid $26 million a year, that's pretty good. Now, Bourne has certainly expressed his desire to remain with the Patriots. You know, he's posting on Instagram that he wants to come back. He said it in various interviews, but the price really has to be right. And there's also other teams that are probably interested. Miami is a potential destination because he does have ties to that coaching staff. And according to Callahan, the Bills, the Rams, and the Jets could also swoop in and take Kendrick Bourne if he hits the free agency market. So the best case scenario is the Patriots get him early, so you don't have to worry about that. I think $7 million might be a bit low. You may have to pay 8, 9, or 10 for a guy like Kendrick Bourne, but considering how much wide receivers are going to be paid this offseason, I say you take care of it now. Don't worry about it anymore, and at least you got Demario Douglas and Kendrick Bourne in that wide receiver core, and then you ideally can draft another really good receiver. Whether it's Marvin Harrison Jr., whether you trade back and still can get a Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze or some of the other great receivers, Xavier Legette, who may be available in the third round, Roman Wilson from Michigan, also a guy probably available in the third round. There's a lot of ways you can slice it, but then you're not overly reliant on guys like Devontae Parker and Juju Smith-Schuster, who have been nothing but a disappointment so far in New England. Now, Doug Kyed of the Herald also reports the Patriots have offered a contract extension to Kyle Dugger. We don't know the full details on that one, but he's going to be expensive. I think you can survive without bringing Kyle Dugger back. I would still prefer you bring him back, especially over a guy like Josh Uche, who's also a free agent, really only played on third down. So, I think Dugger's the guy you want to go with. I say you throw the bag at him and bring him back. He's kind of one of those foundational defensive pieces, Patriots 3.0, a guy you are going to want to bring back. So Patriots have offered him a contract, apparently. We just don't know the full details on it. Hopefully Dugger's back, Bourne is back, and a guy who I really like, who I would consider the franchise tag for, but it doesn't look like the Patriots are going to opt for that route, is tight end Hunter Henry. Right now the Patriots have 0 tight ends on the roster. Farrell Brown's a free agent. Hunter Henry's a free agent. Mike Gesicki's a free agent. As long as you address the receiving core, I'm fine with bringing all 3 of those guys back. But the Patriots, even though they're working hard to bring Hunter Henry back, who is probably a top 10 NFL tight end, I guess the two sides are really far apart at the moment, and he's expected to hit free agency. Hopefully that changes. We heard that about Kendrick Bourne. The Patriots and him were very far apart, but now they've offered him a contract. They've offered Kyle Dugger a contract. Maybe it works out with Hunter Henry. Maybe you franchise tag one of those guys. You franchise tag Onwenu and don't have to worry about him for at least another year. I still think Michael Onwenu has to be the top priority. Reports as of at least a few weeks ago say he's likely to hit the free agent market. The Patriots want to pay him somewhere close to $15 million a year, but looking at the market now for a guy who essentially is a starting right tackle, even though he's played most of his career at right guard, he's probably going to cost you somewhere around 18 to 20 million. I say you do it. Bring back all 4 of those guys if possible, and at least you're bringing back the core foundation, the things that you know are working, and you still have a little bit of cash to spend in the free agency market, but you really got to hit with these free agents, and you really got to hit with the draft if you want to rebuild this offense. But let me know what you think. If you like the idea of Baker Mayfield coming in and you think he's ready to be the Patriots quarterback of the future, you like the idea of Tyron Smith, even with his injury concerns, I'm definitely more bullish on Tyron Smith. Don't love the Baker idea, but let me know if you disagree. Be sure to like this video and subscribe and share it with your friends, and I'll be back tomorrow.